Reliance Jio, to port or not to port? Find out now. Subscribe to Simple Reviews for daily tech shows and click the bell icon on our channel to get notified about all our latest videos the moment they come out. With the Reliance Jio Prime subscription date extended till April 15th, there is still a lot of confusion among users if they should subscribe to the Jio Prime plan or not. Up until now, we've been using Jio as an additional SIM, but with paid plans starting, a lot of people would reconsider using Jio, as now there are only two options. You can either continue using Jio as an additional SIM, as you already are, if you can afford two SIMs, or port and make Jio your primary number. Before we talk about if porting to Jio would be a good idea or not, first let's go over all of Jio's plans and compare it with its competitors. So here we'll be comparing Jio with all the industry leaders: Jio, Vodafone, Airtel, Idea and BSNL. Let's first look at the most commonly used plans, which are the Jio 303, Airtel 345, Vodafone 346, Idea 348 and BSNL 339. All of these have almost similar offers, so let's go over them in a little more depth. First, coming to Jio, this is assuming you have subscribed to the Prime plan, for which you have to pay 99 rupees. The Jio 303 rupees plan gives 1 GB of data per day, which equates to 28 GB a month, as the validity of the plan is for 28 days. The plan also gives unlimited calls and messages, both local and STD, with no roaming charges. Very simple. This is basically the same Happy New Year plan. You're probably aware of it if you've been using Jio. Coming to Airtel's 345 rupees plan, just in case you're finding it difficult to find this plan anywhere, you should know that this plan is different in every circle or every state. Almost in every state, the price of this plan varies with a difference of about 10 rupees plus or minus. For convenience sake, let's just call it the 345 rupees plan for now. So this is a prepaid recharge. Postpaid doesn't have this plan. Anyhow, this plan gives 1 GB of data. The catch here is that only 500 MB can be used during the day, and the rest of the 500 MB can only be used during 12 AM to 6 AM in the night. So this plan also gives 28 GB of data a month. Coming to calls, though Airtel advertises as unlimited calls, it's not really unlimited. In fact, you only get maximum of 300 minutes of free calls per day and a limit of 1200 minutes of free calls a week, over which 30 paisa per minute would be charged. However, under normal usage, it's unlikely that one would exceed that limit, but the term unlimited is not true. Plus, there are also roaming charges which you have to pay. Next, Vodafone's 346 rupees plan was again reintroduced after earlier ending on 15th March. Under this plan, we get the same 28 GB data per month with a cap of 1 GB data per day. Coming to calls, it's the same as Airtel. Even though they advertise as unlimited, we only get a maximum of 300 minutes of calls per day and a limit of 1200 minutes per week, and there are also roaming charges. The Idea 348 rupees plan is almost identical to the others as well. You get 1 GB data per day, total of 28 GB per month, unlimited free calls and messages. As far as I know, I don't think there is any limit on the number of minutes here, so it really is unlimited, and there aren't any roaming charges either. The BSNL 339 rupees plan is slightly different from all the other plans. Instead of 4G, BSNL offers you 3G data, but they're offering twice the amount, which is 2 GB of 3G data per day, which totals up to 56 GB for a period of 28 days. Coming to calls, you do get unlimited calls but within the BSNL network, and 35 minutes of calls to other networks per day. Beyond 25 minutes, customers will be charged 25 pice per minute. So if we actually compare all these plans, Jio seems to be offering the best deals. Also, keeping in mind, Jio plans are the same for both prepaid and postpaid. On the other hand, all other networks are giving these plans only as prepaid recharges. Also, all of these companies besides Jio are not very open about these plans, so you can't just go online and expect to find these plans that recharge. It is a little more tricky than that. Coming to postpaid, all these other networks are offering a few postpaid benefits as well. Like Airtel is giving 30 GB of free 4G data with a cap of 10 GB data per day as Airtel surprises to its postpaid users. Vodafone is also giving 24 GB of free 4G data over a period of 3 months with a cap of 8 GB data per month. Idea Cellular is also offering its postpaid customers 1 GB of free data per day for 300 rupees. So they are all offering something to their postpaid customers, but it's temporary for 3 months or so. If we solely look at the plans, Reliance Jio is a clear winner. Even after paying 99 rupees for an year-long subscription of the Prime membership, if we add up the total for a year, it is still much lesser than all of the networks. Also considering Jio's summer surprise offer, where on subscribing to Prime before 15th April and recharging to the 303 rupees plan or higher, we get 3 more months of free data and calls, so the total comes down even more. A quick disclaimer here, the Jio Summer Surprises offer was rescinded by Jio yesterday on orders of TRAI, but the good news is that people who have already subscribed to the Prime plan and have recharged with 303 rupees or higher, with a plan 303 rupees or higher, will get this benefit, will get the Summer Surprises benefits, which is 3 months of free usage. And Jio hasn't shut down this offer just yet. They will probably do that in the next 1 or 2 days. So if you're planning on getting a Jio SIM, now might be the best time. So anyhow, getting back, here we can see that all other networks are totaling up to quite a bit in a year, and this is assuming that the plans offered by these networks are a year long, which is not the case as most of these plans are temporary, so the actual price would be even higher. Reliance Jio is about half the cost of all of these networks. So with numbers like these, anyone would be tempted to port to Jio immediately, but why are people hesitant to port to Jio? Number 1, Jio is a 4G only network, which means you need a 4G phone to use Jio. And adding to that, your 4G phone also needs to be voice over LTE or VoLTE enabled, or you will not be able to place normal calls. I remember I had my Nexus 6P, which was a 4G phone, but it wasn't VoLTE enabled, so I wasn't able to place normal calls. I did download Jio Voice, but that was very inconsistent. So in the end, I had to port the number to Airtel as I wanted to keep the number. And even if you have a 4G VoLTE enabled phone, which quite frankly is quite common these days, you probably have one, every new phone is coming out is 4G VoLTE enabled. But say you have that and it's not working, it stopped working, or there's some problem with it, or you lost it, or for whatever reason you can't use that phone. You can't take out the SIM from that and put it in any other phone. You need to find another 4G VoLTE enabled phone. You can't just put it in in a black and white feature phone which you have in your home. It won't work that way. You can't even place an emergency call. The bottom line is that without a 4G phone, the Jio SIM is practically useless. Second, the connection between Jio and all of the other networks is still questionable. In the early days of the offer, you had to call 10, 15 times or even more to connect to a Jio number, and it was the same when you're calling from Jio to other networks as well. I do agree that now this connection is much better, but people will still have those trust issues. And third, how are the Reliance Jio internet speeds? It was recently pointed out from data collected from TRAI that Reliance Jio has the fastest 4G network in India in the month of March, which is bullcrap because I have been constantly bugged by slow internet speeds from Jio, and I do have proof. I've conducted multiple speed tests and I can state that the Reliance Jio internet speeds are actually quite slow. Take a look for yourself. Here I've conducted speed tests on Reliance Jio and Airtel on the same devices, and the results of Jio are way below par. First, let's look at Jio. These are the speeds I'm getting. I assure you nothing is altered. This is it. This is on the iPhone 7 Plus. This is on the iPad. And this is on the LG G5. All of them are pretty much the same. This is on Ookla's reputed global speed test app, but I've also tried it on Netflix Fast app, which also gave me similar results. None of them even crossed 2 MB. And these tests were conducted on several servers, even on the Jio server itself. On the other hand, Airtel was way over the top. On the 7 Plus and the iPad, I got tremendously high speeds, some even reaching a little over 60 Mbps on the iPhone, and on the iPad you can see speeds reaching up to 50 Mbps. So overall it was pretty constant, giving me more than 40 Mbps in almost every test. However, in the Netflix Fast app, this number was reduced by a half, as you can see, and on the LG G5 this number was further reduced to single digits. But still these numbers are very good and much better than Jio, which has struggled to give a good internet speed in any test. Airtel has been pretty consistent and has been giving much higher internet speeds. In fact, in a couple of tests, even Airtel's 3G speeds was higher than Jio's 4G speeds. About 6 months ago or so, Jio's internet speeds was super fast, files would download instantly, there used to be no lag whatsoever. Fast forward to today, there's a lot of buffering, there's a lot of lag, and overall the internet speed is very slow, and slow internet is stressful. And that is why porting to Jio is still a bad idea. I know most phones coming out these days are 4G VoLTE enabled, and Jio's connectivity has drastically improved over the time, but still poor internet speeds, dependability, inconsistency. I feel a good network should answer all of these questions, and I know Jio is working towards these things, but they should really build up that consistency. I really feel it'll at least take a year more for Jio to lay that foundation. The other networks might be overpricing, but they are answering these questions at the moment. Most top networks are very dependable, they are consistent, so it's more like we're paying for quality over quantity. Before closing, I would like to say that this is not a biased opinion, nor am I paid to say any of these things. After using different networks exclusively, I'm just sharing my thoughts and my experience in the hope of helping others make a decision and giving them some clarity. With that said, thanks for watching guys. I hope this at least made things a little clear. Tell me, would you port to Jio? Do you feel Jio still needs to improve as a network? Comment below and let me know. Also subscribe to Simple Reviews. We make tech videos every day. And follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. So that was all for now. Until next time.